Codesignal Arcade Databases Market Report. Hello everyone, my name is Joshua and I'll be solving a market report from Codesignal. Let's begin. So your company is expanding internationally and you want to prepare a report on your foreign or potential competitors. You have a table called foreign competitors and it has competitor and country in the data. So you need to include the total number of competitors per country in an additional row at the bottom that contains a summary of the grand total of competitors. So here's an example. Oh, by the way, here we should go through this one. You've given the foreign competitors table. You have the columns country and competitors, and the first column should contain the country name. The second column should contain the number of competitors and the country. And the table should be sorted by the country names in ascending order. And in addition, it should have an extra row at the bottom with the summary as described above. So here's an example, bunch of countries and the competitor names, but really what we want is each subtotal per country and the grand total overall. And they're all in ascending order, so let's begin. So first, wow, I don't know where to begin here. Let's try to select a, okay, so we want the count of each country. Here, let's break it down what we can know. We want the count of each country from the foreign competitors table, but it should be grouped by country. So what we're doing here is we're getting the count of each competitor per category of the country itself. I should probably include the country name. No, actually, hold for a second. Yeah, country name. So you'll have the country name along with the count from its competitors, and you can get the group, and since it's getting the count of each subtotal by its group by the country. Let me think here also. I think it's already by default in ascending order. Oh yes, okay, so we get the count, we want to give this a name. In this case it's competitors, so we want to put the count as competitors right here. See about this one. Also I have to put this in quotes, countries and country. Okay, now the last important thing. Now since we want to get the subtotal, like the grand total overall competitors, we need to use a special keyword called with rollup. Now with rollup, you can look up the documentation about that, but basically what it does is it could help you get that final value, the grand total of those competitors itself. Another thing to think about is when you have this with rollup, when it calculates a grand total, its default value for the other columns will be like null. So I have to specify in this case is like a certain condition, like if you have a null value, that country does not exist, what should I define it to be? In order to do that here, in this case it should be total colon. I can do it right here. So for example, if null, I'll use a special keyword. And this if null will be like this. If it has a country name, it should be fine. If it doesn't, I want its name to be by default total with space like that. Or maybe no space. I think this should be fine. Now let's see if this works. Well, for a second, let me just see what values I'm actually getting. And I should make this as the country name. And I'll run the tests and see what happens this time. Alright, now it passed. And submit it. Great! Alright, this one is a little bit tricky. Feel free to look more about with rollup and how it can work, but I use it to generate that grand total value. But when I do create that grand total value, it's not, you need to define what label you want to give it per its row. In this case, I use this if null statement to deal with that situation. Hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. If you have a better solution, please leave it in the comment below. And if you do leave it in the comment below, please subscribe, because this will help my content get better if you give me good feedback and support. Anyways, guys, have a good day. Good evening. See ya.